Okay.
So let me just let everybody in. I think that's everyone in. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thanks for joining
Thank you.
us. I guess this is our 11th awards, so time's flown. Should be fun. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen so you can see. Hopefully, I'll just double check. Let me just. I don't want
Oh,
anyone
wow.
seeing anything. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Just move here. I just want to make sure that it's all good. Okay, so you should all be able to see the screen.
Yep.
Yes, yes,
Good,
yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
So I'm just going to kind of introduce a few people first. So special thanks to so this year was our first year we sort of reached out to people to support us with promoting and getting our voice out there. So we've got I guess founder, creative director Bonnie Coakley, who I'm lucky to be related to as well. So that's quite great. Um, we've also got so from Lumii Design. We've got from Intermezzo in Milan, if I'm right,
Thank
Rita.
you. Hi.
She's there on her phone with all the great art behind her. And we also should have Cosimo on here. I think he might be. I'm not too sure where he's back. Where are you tonight, Cosimo?
I'm in Italy. I'm
He's
in
in Italy. Are you in Rome or?
Ah,
no. I'm in Naples.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so we had a series of sort of supporters, and I'm going to let them talk a little bit as well. So I'm going to pin them to my screen so we can kind of see them. Let's add a pin so we can see Bonnie. I'm just going to stop sharing for the moment,
yeah.
and then we can kind of see Bonnie. I want to see Bonnie at the top of my screen, and also, yep, Cosimo's there and Rita. Let me just get these people up the top of our screens.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, Bonnie, what would be quite nice from you quickly
Yeah.
is firstly, a little bit about your business, about what you do, because it's always nice to see the brands that support people like us, and you're from a different sort of faculty to us, but it's nice to hear. And you're a new sort of creative design brand, innovating in, I guess, eco fabrics, eco materials.
Yeah.
It's quite
So
important to us. So, anyway, you share.
yeah. So our material is called mixed felt. It's called PET is the technical name for it. It's recycled plastic bottles mixed with felt and created with heat. So no formaldehydes, no binders, and it makes it's highly acoustic. So we create wall paneling, ceiling baffles, lighting, and we create a lot of products from it. And it is used, we use it mostly in commercial design. So we do a lot of work in London and Clerkenwell, and it's also incorporated into furniture as well. And we are, but well, from the start, we're 3 years old and we're based down in Sussex. I live in Brighton. And we started because we wanted to create something that you could use in the office environment that wasn't fabric wrapped panels, which can't be recycled because they've got fiberglass in them. So it's an alternative to fiberglass, which is also sustainable, circular. We do take back scheme. We also reuse and recycle the material as well. So it's taken 3 years to accomplish that. We've got all curated colours. My background is with Farrow and Ball, and we
Wow.
went to China and created these colours with our source. So yeah, that's what we do.
And I guess because within all the people that we sort of speak to, from textile designers, interior designers, we've got fashion designers on here, we've got food creatives. There's a whole sort of mixed medium of people. And, it's nice to introduce because you're a new brand. And I thought, it was great that you kind of supported us, but it's good to kind of get you in the forefront of what we're doing as well. And we talk to Fashion Week and we talk to lots of different brands. So it's nice, it's good for us to sort of speak to brands that are being on the pulse and being creative and also thinking about the environment. I think that's quite important.
Yeah.
It's, as a
Yeah.
as a big sort of move forward is how brands are affecting the environment and also uh, how you sort of collaborate with artists and creatives and designers to think about new ways to fill spaces. And there's lots of opportunities. So if anyone hasn't seen Lumii, I think go online, Lumii Design, and I guess have a look at them. And we're hoping to do more stuff with Lumii in the future. And this is an opportunity for illustrators and artists to get in the eyes of brands like Lumii, who are always looking out for stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've recently got into etching the material. So we do laser etching, which is taking the material to the point just before it burns, and you can get fantastic graphics on there, and you can also print on it as well. So it's so versatile and it's acoustic as well. So it's where we've come back to the office after the pandemic, and everybody wants this open plan feel, but then you go to have a private conversation and you go, oh God, there's nowhere to go. So it does absorb really well the sound, and as well as the great sustainability story as well.
And if you can, go online and have a look because they've got a great
Yeah.
little, I guess, selection box, which I've got one, and I know there's a new one. It has a sort of GF Smith feel to it, which I keep saying, but it's great. It's like a little goodie box of all the colours, and they have a great colour range. And I know Bonnie's background in colour, understanding about trends of colour as well. So if you do get to have a look, go online, and I think they send out sample boxes.
Yes.
They're great for little design. Anyone who's doing anything with material, design labs, have a look at Lumii. And are you a global brand? Do you do designs
Yeah,
globally?
so it's worldwide. It started down in Sussex, and we do the whole of the UK. And we have recently branched into Ireland, but we've done projects in Dubai. We did Paul Smith headquarters in Dubai. We did Uber Paris. So it's
Wow.
growing, and it's a fantastic material. And also it's so versatile. And what we do, most of it, 95% of what we do is custom. So we like to say yes and then figure out how to do it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
which is very un-British.
yes.
Usually we say
Well,
no.
parents are Irish, so
So usually the answer is no, but I think in a contemporary world, we have to
Yeah,
learn to say yes. So
of course.
anyway, Bonnie, thank you. Thanks for being here, and we're going to hear a little bit more about your sort of ideas and feedback from the awards. So next is Rita. I think you're
Yeah.
coming here, Rita. So firstly, I came across Rita online, which was nice through social media. Funnily enough, we have friends in connection, which is quite good through working
Yeah.
with Italian connections, I guess. And one thing I loved about Rita as a sort of as a brand or as a company was that Rita had this sort of artisan creative approach. She also worked with luxury brands, which for me was quite important because I'd worked in luxury brands and I'm trying to align what we do with luxury because fashion illustration can be seen as sort of a last point of call, but we're trying to raise the bar, bring it into a space where we're seeing companies like Show Studio, we've seen Harvey Nichols, all these brands starting to embrace fashion illustration, and it's coming back to the forefront in a creative way. And what was nice once I got to know Rita is firstly she was very giving, so she shared lots of information with me. She has loads of background knowledge in, I guess, in the market and working from fashion design and moving into food. And I guess what would be nice to know. So Rita, we've got lots of
Yeah.
people on here. if you want to just give us a short little bit of information about you, your sort of segue into the industry, and so we get an understanding of who you are.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Patrick. Um, we are a catering company that I can say we are an atelier because we craft events, and not only in the part of the catering service with just Italian hot cuisine. So we have a very high level of excellence in our Italian territory of ingredients for sure, and we have a very huge kitchen brigade. Our executive chef came from Maestro Gualtiero Marchesi. He is the master of the Italian cuisine, like Alain Ducasse for France, for example. So we have a specific creative studio that customize every catering service for luxury brands, especially studying a project for the event through their mood boards, through the creative director mood boards, through the new collection, through, and can be different kind of things, can be accessories, bags, shoes, or clothes or jewelry too. So it's very mm, uh, very customized everything. It's very drinks, finger food, or plating if it's dinner placé, for example. And so we are like a group of artisans in the kitchen and in the office, and we craft a customized event in every small detail.
Yeah, and also uh, you draw, which we featured in our book, our last book.
Yeah,
You've got
I have this. Sorry,
no, I was just
I
saying you've got
have
this
this
amazing
kind of.
technique of drawing. Your drawings are amazing.
Thank you, Patrick. Yes, because I talked to the chef, our executive chef, our pastry chef, all the kitchen brigade, sketching what I think is the right finger food for that event, for that brand. For example, we following a luxury brand from 2 years, like for Dior. And for Dior, we study everything from Maria Grazia Chiuri, like creative director, as until 5 months ago, and now we have Jonathan Anderson. And so we study a totally different things, and I'm sketching, studying his collection, studying his creative mind, and he's very, very creative person. I love so much. And so through this sketch, we pass through the sketch to a test in the kitchen, and then we propose everything to the customer, to our client, and then we organize an event. So sketching, it's my very private and personal way to talk with the chefs.
Yeah, and I love them, and I guess if anyone looks up Intermezzo and follow them on Instagram and have a look at what they do, you'll see the magic of, I guess, food making and design and art and creativity all wrapped into one. Many of us go to corporate events, but this is, I guess, corporate events on a different level. So, I guess, Rita,
Thank you.
it's a magical thing to see, and a really interesting space. We're looking at food, art, fashion, how they're integrating so much now, and even live events. For us as well, we're seeing the rise of live events within fashion illustration and drawing, and it's nice to see that the artists are sort of working together and partnering. So it's great to see someone like you really at the forefront, and to come across someone like you. So we're lucky. We're lucky to see you and have you tonight. So thank you, Rita, so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you.
Thank you. And then next, so Cosimo, um, I guess
Hello.
we've done interiors and the world of design. We've done food, and now we're going to shift a little bit, another move to fashion design. Cosimo, I teach a fashion school, Istituto Marangoni, and I guess it's probably one of the most prestigious Italian fashion design schools. And I taught there for many years, and I've come back to teaching there again. And somehow, me and Cosimo came across each other. I don't know how, maybe the stars or something, but we managed to kind of meet through the LinkedIn world.
That's great.
And I saw Cosimo, and I'd worked with a few other companies in Florence, and I saw Cosimo's business, and had some students reach out to him, and he shared some of his time speaking to them. And what was really interesting about Cosimo is thinking about how, well, first of all, is his passion for textiles and material is similar to what I guess Lumii are doing, is this passion for textiles and fabrics. And whenever I speak to either any of you three, you all have this similar passion. And I guess Cosimo, what I'd like you to explain is two things. One is your family business, and then the next part is your world, because there's many worlds.
Yeah, there are quite a few at this stage. But yeah, good evening, everybody. Well, Sartoria Rea was born in 1997 with my grandparents. They started the atelier. They were both tailors. And then my parents took over in 2001. And from a small traditional Italian, we do Napolitan tailoring with 3 employees. It went up to 25 employees today. We specialize in high-end handmade tailoring. So for
Wow.
for British people, that can relate a lot to savvy roll. When you have handmade buttonholes, handmade top stitchings, and all the handmade finishing that you have on suit. Well, we do that on a program scale. So we have a production line with artisans and seamstress. Um, I mean, that has been really much of a challenge in the after COVID, I would say, because that kind of like that kind of word is just crushed in one thing. People start shop in a different way, so business kind of went down.
Mhm.
But I mean, today we start to go up a little bit and keep up our strong values. We produce garments that are really niche, and I guess with everything that is happening right now, it can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on a positive note, you as a designer, I came to your studio in London and saw your
Yeah.
collection and your sort of buzz and your love and passion for fabrication and material, and
I mean, my passion lies in between craftsmanship and innovation. I'm a consultant, I'm a designer. I work for an Italian brand that's based in Milan, and I work for a London brand. Um, and I shift in between the two plus our own business. I got my own studio in London. My passion is into textile developing and texture. I'm really much amazed about how to construct a fabric from scratch, starting from a very rough and raw idea, and how you can take that to a luxury extent that you can see in a brand like, I don't know, Gucci or Tom Ford and say, oh, I mean, wow, that has been crafted to an extent that can be on a fashion retail luxury shop floor and and purchase it. Um, so yeah, I mean that's where I stand. I travel so much because for one of the brands I work on sales analytics in order to track the next collections. I travel every other week. I'm in Italy today. I'm gonna be in London tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be in Switzerland next week. Um, yeah, I think what I do it's not really um, settled at the moment, but I guess that's that's being into the creative industry today.
Yeah, and I guess is fashion's quite nomadic as well. So from a sort of traveling hunter-gatherer, I think you moving around a lot. That is sort of the world is becoming small, and you have and also building up them sort of relationships is what you're doing. And we have built up a bit of a relationship, and that's what it is. It's about building up bonds and kind of trying to champion um, what we have as experiences. And I think what's quite interesting about that is a lot of artists and illustrators, and probably how you would maybe like to work, is they're in their studios alone working. So most of the people on this talk probably are in their studio on their own with a cat or looking outside to a fox, and that's the
Yeah.
only outside world that they kind of get. So you're sort of independent, and I think someone like you who's traveling around and things like that. But most of us are sort of here knuckling away at the work and trying to get something moving. And, like for Rita and Bonnie and yourself, is we know that to generate business and to have growth and change the world and get things to happen, it isn't easy. Like
Yeah.
you were talking about COVID and having to shape around that. This is part of business. So I guess
Yeah.
all of you have to pivot all the time to make business happen, and it is about relationships and bond and building up them relationships. So you're Cosimo, you're a prime example of a modern creative who is agile and running around the world.
Yeah,
You
absolutely. And I think that's quite exciting, you know. I'm very, very excited every time that I have to take a flight and go somewhere. It can be a bit, challenging at times, but that's I still see that as part of the creative journey, like you go in one city and you don't know what's it's going on there. And everything is different to where you are based, which for me is London.
Yeah. So, but Cosimo, thank you for having you, because
Well,
I know I can see a lot of excited faces on here. So we we had Arts Fred. So I don't know if anyone's seen Arts Fred. I recently did a talk for them in South Africa. Previously I did one in Mexico about the future of fashion, fashion illustration, how to grow a more of a global audience. We also have Fashion Scout as a partner, and Fashion Scout, some of the illustrators on this talk came to Fashion Scout recently in September, and it was amazing the responses that we had about illustrators working live, having this on-site experience. And I'm always sort of complaining that why aren't illustrators more present at fashion shows? They should, artists, craftspeople, it isn't just influencers looking amazing. There should be creatives there documenting it like photographers. So it was really nice to see illustrators there really getting involved, getting to meet people and sort of creating more opportunities, because this is what all these other characters do, is create opportunities. So thanks Arts Fred and Fashion Scout. I don't know if they're on here, but because I really wanted the main characters on here. So we had some great judges this year as well, including our supporters. Filippo Grazioli, he was creative director of Missoni. Patrick Cox. I don't know, some of you might know Patrick Cox. He was a famous footwear designer. He had a brand called Patrick Cox. He was like the Gucci in the UK for loafers. He was super famous, and we're running a project with him at the moment. We had Jim Turner, the editor in chief. He's commissioned a lot of the Fida illustrators for Flaunt magazine. Stefano, art director of Wired magazine for Condé Nast. Anthony McGrath, course lead. So we had a bit of academics in there. Rita, Cosimo, Frank Lopez, an illustrator for Hermes. Alec, I've wrote Anthony here because of my brother. Alex Brownless, he's the founder of Arts Fred, Martin and Biliana from Fashion Scout and Bonnie, obviously. So I guess here was some quotes I get. We've had them here, but here was some of the bits. We were lucky to have them sort of give us some feedback. So being invited to FIDA, getting in an active role was great, and always deeply impressed by the exceptional quality and diverse talent and the sensibility. So obviously Rita being Italian, the sensibility and the aesthetics, looking at these sort of the edgy side of what illustration, and very similar to Cosimo is this motto of never ever quit. How we have to take the punches, roll with them as illustrators and artists. Life is quite hard, and it's not always financially great. But as a creative, usually you do it for free. But we're not trying to advocate that. We really want to push further. And so Cosimo, looking at this emerging talent, celebrating the voice, not trying to imitate things, which is quite nice, and this look of control craft, a clear point of view, and looking for courage. I think courage is a big word we try to sort of roll around with illustrators, is having courage to be out there, make mistakes, push the boundaries of what we do as illustrators, as we do as artists. So it's really sort of great to see this, and this sort of pushing into the professional space as well for the emerging illustrators is quite important. So
Yeah.
also, Bonnie gave us some great feedback as well. Looking at again, diversity, the evolution of fashion illustration. I guess Bonnie's got a background also in upholstery and making things. So having this sort of idea of hand rendering, looking for artistry, and also the synergy between digital, the soul, how we work and this sort of reflection of the new generation of artists, which was good. So thank you for that, Bonnie. Filippo, illustration is this bridge between imagination and reality. Very sort of the Missoni way of thinking. And we were lucky. I was lucky to get him because he's constantly moving around and doing stuff. So I was quite lucky to grab half these people. And most of these I'd asked months ago, so it's trying to capture them again. Overall, there was beautiful works that were submitted. The level was very high, and I wish to all the talent to be involved. It was very satisfactory and inspiring work for the environment. So Stefano, I got to know Stefano. He commissioned me to do some illustrations of some famous architects. So me being an illustrator as well, I tried to reach out to some of my commissioners to get involved. So really interesting to see some of the feedback and some of the eyes that are on this space, like Flaunt magazine with someone, these people, they've got over 1 million followers, and they commission, and American illustration is really buzzing, and for illustrators, American illustration is the highest paid. So if you want to make some money, the US is usually the best space to get good commissions. So no further waiting, I guess. So the best editorial illustrator, I grabbed a few little quotes, but we'll go through. So what we did is we shortlisted, and then we came back with our shortlist. You saw the shortlist online, and then we picked out some of the works that were voted the highest, and then which then we gave commendations for, and then obviously the winner. So I'm going to run through some of the commendations, and then we'll come to the winner. So let's have a look. So let's get ready. So first commendation, Fashion Illustrated. Uh, I think her name's Sherry. I don't know if she's probably on here somewhere. But well done, Fashion Illustrated. A great piece, sort of this mixed media interplay of watercolors, drawing, almost it's quite this sort of working and fighting with a drawing. And I think that was what was quite liked about this one, was this sort of battle with art making, image making. And I thought that really came through in this work. So well done, Fashion Illustrated. Agatha, accommodation, a great drawing. It has a sort of graffiti-esque, this sort of marker, almost breaking things down, deconstructing with sort of cut out paper washes of collage, with this really beautiful illustrated figure coming out of this big black mark making, almost Basquiat like, was really good. So Agatha, well done. Rachel, this was a stunning piece of work. I think this was a commission piece. You put in a few pieces. This was one of the most outstanding pieces that we saw. A phenomenal piece, and I'm not too sure if we're on to the winner. So let me just click and see. No, we've got another commendation. Martha Ruiz. Martha, I think, had a commendation before. I think she's won a few things as well. An amazing illustrator, mixes digital. She works in textiles. She works in design. A really nice creative. So well done, Martha. And Naha, Nala, I think. This collage working on canvas, almost print-like, really reminds us of old Gucci, quite seductive. Could almost work as prints and layering. And someone, like Cosimo's on here, who does a lot of layering in textiles. This is a really nice piece of collage. And the winner was Aloha. I don't know if Aloha's on here. You can tell me if I'm saying the name wrong as well, because there's a lot of names. I don't know if you're on here. If you're on here, you can kind of speak, but if you can't speak, that's fine. But we're recording in this anyway because we have a time difference. A lot of people are coming here from different countries, so I think Olha is Russian, if I remember rightly. But well done, Olha. I think this was, we've got a little nod to Matisse in the background, and this sort of like these blues mixed with modern culture, Pepsi, Dior. I think it would be nice to have a fake round of applause on here, so I need some sort of round of applause. So well done, Olha. Excellent. On to the next awards. So this was for the best live event illustrator. That's it. Good hands. I love it. Well done. We have done this in person before, but then everybody has to fly over to the UK. So maybe we'll go to Italy next time and eat some beautiful food with Rita. That's
Okay,
the
good
next plan.
idea.
That could be so
Good
the live.
idea. I'll wait to you.
Yes, please. Yes, please, Rita. So next commendation was Sylvia. Sylvia, working for Hugo Boss, working for many brands. A
Yes.
great illustrator. She showed some of her work in Paris and is really making waves. A Polish illustrator, some great illustrations. Well done, Sylvia. Vanessa, working for brands like Dior. Great illustrations, really fast, quite quick, detailed, and almost decorative. Really nice. Well done, Vanessa. Maria Zetnova, Hugo Boss, I think does lots of illustrations. I couldn't work out where she's based because a lot of these illustrators move around so much. So Maria, well done. And I guess at the end, if anyone wants to speak, you can kind of unblock yourself and jump in. Nadia, really nice pencil drawings, coloring pencil, bringing back a bit of this. Live events is really shining and showing a great space, working on card. We've had some amazing sort of illustrators from Connie Lim, who's another great live event illustrator, to Max Sergeyev in Russia, another great illustrator. And the winner was Nicole Rockbear. This great approach to watercolors, felt a little bit different, a little bit more I guess, immediate and quite experimental, because we know live events is chaos. This was some illustrations for Hermes, and anything can go wrong in live events. Yeah, so if any of you've done live events, I did live events and dropped black ink over people. So anything can happen. It's a sort of a moment in time, and the pressure is on to deliver. So these were great little drawings. So Nicole,
Hi,
excellent.
thank you so much.
Well done,
I'm here
Nicole.
in Panama.
You're in Panama.
Yes, I'm in Panama. I did the drawings for exactly. We were launching a new series of bracelets and jewelry for Hermes, and I was the first one to do that in Panama. So now I'm booked. I'm doing other brands and everything. But yes,
And I think in Panama live events has really picked up as well.
yes, and I'm like the only one. There's like me and another artist, but yes.
Yeah, usually an illustrator who says that shouldn't say that, because everyone will flock there and want to live in Panama and live the glorious life.
Yes, come. All artists are welcome. But thank you so much.
Good. Well done, Nicole, and we'll speak to you more soon. So next was the Faces and Beauty Award. Always a very competitive space, these awards. Because one thing we know is a lot of fashion illustrators love to draw portraits and draw faces, and we all love the beauty industry as well. So there's a real sort of space there. Let's have a look. So Valicia, I think Valicia's here. I think I saw online. I can't remember. I see a few faces flying around. Ah, I can see you with
I'm
black
here.
glasses.
Thank you.
Well done, and we see it would be nice to hear from you, because you've entered many things, you've got involved quite a lot, and it's always great to see your drawings, and I only know you virtually, but now I'm seeing your face, so it's great to see you, and I guess a quick little bit from you, because your connection to illustration as well, because you illustrate, you have a whole array of work. If
Mhm.
anyone's looked you up, they should look you up on Instagram and see Felicia. Is it Felicia?
It's Felicia. Yes.
Felicia.
Yes.
Okay. But tell us a little bit about you, Felicia, because I think you've got really cool, like I see a lot of your stuff.
Oh, well, I've been doing this a long time. I have I recently went full time in 2019, right before the pandemic. I've done work for the New York Times. I had a brief foray into working with Norma Kamali just for this much time. And I've taught at Pacific Northwest College of Art, and my boss was Martin French.
Wow.
So I've kind of floated around, and I've been able to explore different media, different techniques to help with focus and teaching. I mean, I did lamp working and just a bunch of other things. And I would just tell everybody who is doing this to continue to love fashion. Continue to love fashion. One of my good friends was an intern for Antonio. So just hang in there. Hang in
Keep
there.
going.
It's all coming back.
Yes. And we're hearing a lot from New York. We're hearing from all sides. Miami. We just did an event in LA last week. And it's really bubbling up in the States, and it's really starting to pick up. It's hotting up good. So, let's watch this space. And I think and the good thing is we're all here. We've all been fighting through this journey as creatives. And you have to see it. Sometimes one year is amazing and the next year you're broke. But that's part of the job and part of the
Yeah.
game. And I think you become resilient to that. And when the times are not so great, you get more creative, and then you find a new stroke or a new approach to drawing. So I think it's really worth it. And please look up Valicia's work, because I look at it a lot, and I see via LinkedIn or Instagram, and you're proactive, and I think that's part of being an illustrator is being proactive. So it's good. I wanted to get your, I saw this and I thought, if you're on here, great, I'll capture you. So I've caught you. So it's good. Ina Stein I saw you're on here as well, Ina. So it's good to see you, Ina. You showed in London as well, and this was a little bit of a different approach from you this time round. A little bit of a switch, so it's quite nice, and this sort of mix of watercolors. And I guess you can explain a little bit about you, because you have a sort of mixed approach to many things.
Yes, I really like to experiment, and I'm this kind of person who is always keep on going. So I never kind of stop on one direction. Maybe it's because I'm teaching at an art university. So I'm always impressed by my students who are also very creative and love to experiment. And that's what I also love, to work with them, to develop something new. And that's why I switched a bit my style, and watercolors are anyway my big love. So I work 100% analog. This is like my style. And now I went into this direction of more floating pictures where you have a bit of smashed effects, but with clear lines. So I like to combine both together. And yeah, that's my style.
Good. Thank you, Ina. And sorry if I put you on the spot. I've put a few people on the spot. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but it's good to hear from you, because it's nice for the illustrators to have a little bit of a voice here. And the winner, Caroline Bergin, for Faces. So I don't know if anyone's seen this online. I only looked it online after it was nominated, but I think Caroline might have been on here. But this one, it's big. So I don't know if Caroline's on here, but this is a huge piece. I can see her. She's just joining us. So she either heard me. Let's have a look, see if I can get... Caroline, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
So congratulations. I don't know if you can
Thank you very much.
if you can see the screen, but how big is this piece of work?
It's 125 by about 90 centimeters. I can't remember at the moment exactly, but it's quite big, yes.
Yeah, it's big when I saw it, and I kind of checked it out afterwards, and this is an amazing piece. And I know you've entered a few times, but this one, this sort of what is fashion and what is ageism, and it kind of creeps around all the different topics which has been happening in fashion, and obviously, this sort of very natural look, and I'm sure, this is going to go on to do wonderful things. So Caroline,
thank you very much.
This is a great piece. So thank you again, and we're lucky to see great work. So well done.
Thanks.
And next was the digital fashion. So we always try to look at fashion in different points of view, and we've got lots of different illustrators, artists, creatives, and it's a place that I understand about immersive technology and trying to get illustrators to think a little bit harder and push the boundaries of digital fashion. I still think there's more room for us to go. There's Clo 3D, there's Blender, there's all these different technologies that we could use, and I'm pretty sure in time, I think I'm pursuing this as my own thing. As much as we get a sort of a back push from digital, because a lot of people love analog, there's still a space for these digital creatives, and it's really nice to see the work that's coming in. Samson, this was a lovely sort of piece. I'm guessing it was sort of a mix of Clo 3D and something else. A really nice, zing of color. It feels quite cathartic and almost quite beautiful. So an amazing piece, Samson. We love this one. Again, Sylvia using iPads, working for digital fashion, looking at digital fashion design. A lot of us illustrators who've worked in fashion illustrate garments. And I know, working for brands and thinking about it in a different way, and going from a very hyper digital to a 2D digital, this sort of flip between the two spaces was quite nice from Sylvia. Laura, almost a mixed media of digital, capturing the essence of these garments and capturing fashion in a different way and thinking about how do we design or influence design. If we think of the drawings of Karl Lagerfeld, how do they move forward into the digital void, into the digital space? So a really nice piece. And then Samson again as our winner, this was a great piece of I'm guessing it was Clo 3D pushing design. Where is design going now? How are we going to incorporate more of this moving forwards? And how do we embrace digital fashion within this sphere? And I think it's quite important. So I don't know if Samson's on here. You're on here, Samson? Maybe not. I don't know. But a great piece overall. Well done, Samson. So next was the Emerging Talent Award. So usually we have the digital, well, we have the
Fajnie, bo do portfolio jest to jako już takie osiągnięcie, nie? Może rzecz, no.
someone's
Także na
talking.
LinkedIn zaraz wjedzie. Ze wtorek.
I think someone's
No bo
happy.
tam zauważyłam, że coraz faktycznie więcej ludzi, jak tak regularnie
Let's see if we can
wrzucam,
find them.
to coraz więcej ludzi, więc mówię fajnie, bo tam jednak są z branży ludzie i no nie wiadomo.
If you're speaking, turn off your sound. Someone's having a nice chat. I don't know who it was. I was trying to hunt you down.
Nawet szampana nie kupiłam do domu.
Yeah.
Jak tak czekałeś, to sobie...
It's Caroline. She's sharing the good news. Well done, Caroline. Turn your microphone off. Anyway, the emerging talent. We usually have lots of students, and a lot of students say we've just graduated. So we've breached out a bit further from about up to 5 years after graduating from university. So we've widened the spectrum a little bit. And it was really nice, and the amazing work that comes out of these fashion schools. And I think I'm going to try and find. I can see Fionda's phone on there. So SCAD's usually a big player on here, and I know we usually have Mr. Fionda's robust group of students who sort of join us. So we're quite lucky to have lots of people from there. Lots of students from Sunderland, Royal College, CSM, LCF, all joining for this year. And we've had people from Israel. I can see Bar Percy on here. I can see many people. So it's nice to see all these different students come in. So let's have a look. So the first student prize was commendation was for Barbara. Well done, Barbara. Almost a collage mixing of pencil drawing, digital mark making, and I guess it's quite playful, almost cutting up, building a face, building a collage, a really nice piece. Well done, Barbara.
Thank you
If
very
you're on
much.
here,
I appreciate it. Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. It's my first time, so
Which university are you from, Barbara?
I just graduated from Shinkau.
Well done. Where's that based?
It's in Israel.
In Israel. Oh, right. You're not part of the
Yeah.
Bar Percy world, are you?
I think she's a little bit younger than me.
Okay, yes, she's the second year. So
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. It's great to see these students drawing and so much illustration coming out of Israel as well. So it's nice to see where we have Australians, we have a whole mix. So well done, Barbara. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Lillian. I don't know if we have Lillian on here while we're speaking. I'm not too sure if I can see Lillian. Maybe I can see lots of thumbs up. But yes, a great piece, sort of digital illustration. This could be done on Procreate. A really nice silhouette. I think it's quite nice to almost see fashion illustrations as well, because sometimes we focus on faces or editorial work, but there's still a big space for illustrators drawing the complete garment and designers as well. Designers showing us some work. So it's really nice to see this. Deleta, commendation. I can see you on here, and I know you mentioned this Vivienne Westwood piece. So well done. It was really good to see your
Thank you
piece
very
come
much.
forward. So well done. And I don't know if this was one of the pieces you'd spoken about a long time ago.
Yeah, this piece was part of my graduation project. I graduated last month. It was an illustrated book about Vivienne Westwood. This was one of the pieces I presented at my graduation.
And just to let other people know, which university are you from?
It's called Laba in Florence.
Laba in Florence. Good. We like to hear all of these universities to show there's like a mixed group of people. And this was done, right? Was this done by hand or digital?
This is digital.
Okay. So it's a nice mix. You're bringing across that sort of mark making that feels quite analog as well. So
Yeah,
really good.
exactly.
Well done, Delita. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the winner was Kathleen Burns. I don't know if Kathleen's on here. I can see, let's see if I can see any names. No, I can't see Kathleen on here. Very different. Really sort of you could imagine this huge as a huge piece of drawing, and it really I guess the judges had felt and the feedback that I'd read was that it was very topical and very relevant to now. And when you hear the comments coming from all of our judges saying about this inclusivity and diversity, this really captures the new audience, the new way that we're moving in fashion, and the poses, the composition, the whole narrative in there, and all of the little moments that were in this illustration, I think worked so well. And this was a really great piece, and I'm hoping it was done with acrylics, but I'm not too sure. I didn't investigate enough, but when I'd seen some other works, they were done by acrylics. So this is, I'm guessing it's done by acrylics, but maybe Kathleen will tell me one day, send me an email, but we'll be speaking to Kathleen soon. So I think, let me just check. I think that could be it for this year. So I'm hoping we can do this in person, and if you could all come to London, would be fantastic. Or we all head to Rita in Milan, or we go to New York, or we go to Israel, or we could do flying around the place. If you're all happy to come to London one day, we usually run these awards, but I know a lot of people financially coming to travel is quite far, so we've been hosting them online for a little while as well. If you can come to London for Fashion Week, we're open and hoping to meet you. So thanks again, and thanks to our judges, and thanks to our supporters, Intermezzo, Lumii, and Sartoria Rea. So with Cosimo, Bonnie, and Rita, thank you for your time. We're so lucky to have you, and have a nice weekend. Have a nice glass of wine, or a beer, or a cigar, or whatever, or a vape. God knows what we're doing today. But keep drawing, keep getting involved. We're trying to push the voice of fashion illustrators and artists, and hopefully we're doing a good job. And thank you for getting involved and putting yourselves forward. We really appreciate it. And I know it's Friday night, so it's Friday night for us. It might be Friday day for the Americans. You can carry on with your day. But thank you so much, and we'll speak soon. And hopefully I'll see some of you before Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say
Congratulations,
we've got a competition that we're going to be launching for some new panels that we want to collaborate with an artist for Clerkenwell Design Week, which is coming up in May in 2026. So I'll be in touch with that.
A good ending, a future commission. That's what we want to hear. More like that. Thank you, Bonnie. And I'll hopefully see you soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you, everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.